Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the opera. It sounds like we have a very small but probably also very physically attractive crowd today. And I welcome you all to the opera, as I do every single night of December. Here we are on a mission to simultaneously save and destroy opera, and I think we're doing a fine job of it. As you may have heard, we've lost our sole benefactor for the Opera House, who was drowned in a very mysterious boating accident while out with the royal family. We're not really sure what happened. We are still waiting for autopsy results. But anyway, our entire funding is at stake, and so we've decided to just throw everything in the bucket at the last minute and just do all the opera we had planned for the next 4 years in 1 month. And it's going quite well. We are a bit tired, I will say. It is a very physically exhausting process here. And it's also, there are a lot of physical changes that we have undergone here at the opera. We began with a Goddess Week a few weeks ago, in which we felt empowered but really unsure of our human intentions. And then we had Virgin Week, in which everything was very upsetting and frustrating. Now we have Mother Week. It seems we are very, very heavily pregnant now, pregnant with the hopes and dreams of a future generation of opera goers and makers, and we're pretty sure that before Horror Week starts next week, we're going to give birth, and we're not really sure what's going to happen there, but yeah, stay tuned. Maybe come back and maybe we'll find out together next week. And here's our intendant, Professor Dr. Helga Hopsasa. Hello, Professor Dr. How are you? I'm fine, thank you so much. So tonight I know that we are going to see Hansel and Gretel, which is an opera by Humperdinck, everyone's favorite German composer. What can you tell us about Hansel and Gretel that we don't already know, because really everyone knows the story, but maybe there's something new that hasn't occurred to us. Yes, Hansel and Gretel are German children. They are very, very bad German children, and they need the discipline which their mother gives to them. She is a good mother. She is not a bad mother, but she is forced to discipline the children because they make her do this. Very illuminating, and I am fascinated by the German accent that you suddenly acquired. That's you heard straight from the horse's mouth. We are about to see Hansel and Gretel, and while you let that sink in, I'm going to run to my seat way in the back. It takes quite a long time for me to get there, so I'm going to let you watch. We have a hidden camera backstage where you can see the singers and the actors and the stagehands and everyone prepare for the first act of Hansel and Gretel. As you'll see, there are literally millions of people preparing for this wonderful production tonight. Right, so I'm back. I'm getting ready to take my seat in just a moment. I just want to talk you through a few house rules, ladies and gentlemen. If you play on your phone, it will be confiscated and read aloud, all your messages. If you eat, then it is very important that you share with the entire room. Same goes with drinking. But don't worry, I have a bottle of vodka back here where I don't need to share yours. As you can see, everyone is very, very excited here. Lots of crazy movement behind me. Everyone flapping their programs around, trying to understand what all this German means. But don't worry, you don't have to read German, I will help you. There are 3 acts tonight, regardless of what Humperdinck wrote. It's very difficult what we're doing here because there's lots of fantastic set changes, and there's only one person to do it. And you may be asking yourself, why is that necessary? Well, that's the point, ladies and gentlemen. That is the point. It is not necessary. It is absolutely not necessary. There is plenty of money to be had out there. We could have had 1 million people help move the sets from the left to the right. We had a huge budget planned out for this, but we didn't get diddly squat. So now there's just one person left to do it all. And yeah, so it's okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm calm again. It's okay. It's very upsetting. Yeah, but I'm wearing my fancy dress, and so I'm going to put on my fancy face as well. And so anyway, what you're going to see, Hansel and Gretel. In the first act, Hansel and Gretel are left alone to their own devices to play in the forest, in the Black Forest in Germany, with basically dirt and pebbles, because that's what their family can afford. The father is always looking for a job as some kind of logger / clerk, nobody knows, and he's not very successful at that. The mother is just having a constant nervous breakdown. She really can't take it anymore. These kids are just all over the place and everyone's starving, and it's just all very irritating. So that's the first act. The children are sent to the forest to misbehave there because the mother's sick of looking at them. So then the father comes home, and in the second act the children are wandering around in the forest, getting into all kinds of trouble, and they meet some new friends, which is very exciting. And then they come upon a house that looks very much like their own house, but is not, because the witch lives there. Everyone's heard of the witch. She is in fact a real person, but she's not a very nice person, and you'll see why. It's all, also this part is very upsetting. But it ends really well, and that's why it's appropriate for the Christmas holidays, because we want to know that everything will be just fine, because that's what the Lord tells us, and as long as we believe, nothing bad will happen to us. So enjoy the show. Right. Mm-hmm. What do you think is going to come out of here tomorrow when I give birth?
I have no idea.
Could be just about anything at this point. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's probably nothing good, Brian. But we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
A little.
Okay, I guess I'm ready to start. Right, I'm ready to start the first act.
Yeah.
We'll do it on 3. 1, 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the Black Forest in Germany, where there's a cute little house. It's the Hansel and Gretel house. It's where they live. Don't be fooled by the clean lines. It's actually a very shitty house. Because they don't have any money. And they made the house out of scraps. And they actually only have 2 walls. It's very sad. Hansel and Gretel, 2 rather bratty children. And they're there, as always, causing trouble. And you can't really blame them. They don't have any toys. There's definitely no fidget spinner or twitcher, whatever the hell that thing is. There's no iPad. There's just twigs. And that's really depressing. And the mother knows this. That's why she's inside cooking some make-believe pudding for them. It's actually just sand. But they don't know any better. They're quite happy, despite their abject poverty. This was before socialized welfare was a thing in Germany. It took a while. Yeah, so, and then they sing something about all this.
Raschelt im Stroh, die Gänse gehen barfuß und haben kein Schuh. Der Schuster hat's Leder, kein Leisten dazu. Drum können die Gänslein auch machen kein, also gehen sie halt barfuß Schuh. Ei, aber ja, das ist eine Not. Wer schenkt mir eine Dreier zu Zucker und Brot? Verkauf ich mein Bett, nein, und leg mich aufs Stroh. Sticht mir keine Feder und beißt mich kein, aber wie beißt mich der Hunger? Ach, käm doch die Mutter nun endlich noch aus. Ach ja, ich hole zum Kauf.
Okay, well, so what they're saying is that they're very, very hungry, very, very hungry, and they can't wait until Mother comes out of the kitchen and until Father comes home, because surely today, even though it's never happened in the past, surely today he's going to bring a nice fat turkey home for everyone to enjoy. It's not going to happen, kids, but you don't have to know that right now. So they're very, they're feeling very high-spirited. Hunger, you know, you have that hunger point where you're just hyper. That's pretty much what they have. And then they dance.
Brüderchen, komm, tanz mit mir, beide Händchen reich ich dir. Einmal her, rundherum, es ist nicht schwer. Tanzen soll ich, armer Wicht, Schwesterchen, und kann es nicht. Drum es sei mir, wie es braucht, tanz ich Händchen, klapp, 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 einmal her, rund herum, es ist nicht schwer, mit dem Füßchen, tack, 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 mit dem Händchen, klapp, 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 einmal her, rund, es ist nicht schwer. Ei, du hast es gut gemacht, ei, das hatte ich nicht gedacht, sieh ich doch den Hänsel an, wie der Hansel lernen kann. Mit dem Köpfchen, nick, 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 mit dem Fingerchen, tick, 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 einmal her, rundherum, es ist nicht schwer. Mit dem Kopfchen, nick, 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 mit dem Fingerchen, tick, 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 einmal her, rundherum, es ist nicht schwer. So that was their dance. And they're just dancing so much and having such a great time that something breaks. Doesn't really matter what. Something breaks. Mother hears it. And of course she's very upset. They don't have much. And if you're breaking not much, that's going to be a problem. Mother comes out of the house. What the fuck is going on out here? I told you children to stop messing around. Now you've broken my favorite pot. And now we can't cook and no supper that we don't have anyway. And it's all very sad. And I can't help it that we're poor, but I can help it that I don't know, I won't beat you this time because go in the forest and play there. No. Children are very upset. Mother is always so angry. She's such a witch sometimes. So they leave. Children go into the forest. And they're gonna hang out there for a minute until we finish the scene. And Mother just is so sad. She almost breaks down crying every single day. There's not enough to eat. She can't even afford to buy tampons. She doesn't know what to do. It's very tragic and sad. The only nice thing is that her husband is a really nice guy, but he's kind of dope too. He's kind of a dopey guy, and can't really keep a job, but he's the kind of guy who's just constantly, can't keep him down, this dude. No matter what shit happens in life, he's always smiling. And he's on his way home. This time he actually did find a little, maybe he found some food in the garbage, the dumpster behind something. So he brought that home and he's really excited about it. Mother is still sad, contemplating her sadness. And Father is coming home. And of course he's singing because it's an opera. It's far away when he starts. Ich bin da, bringe Glück und Gloria. Ach, wir atmen alle Tage, so wie ich heute in diesem Beutel. Ein großes Loch, die im Magen ein großes Loch. Ralalala, ralalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch. Ralalala, ralalala, Hunger ist der beste Koch.
You're always singing, aren't you? It's charming still, slightly. But thank God you're home. I just can't take it. I can't take these stupid bratty kids anymore. They're constantly breaking stuff and doing terrible things. Oh, Mother. Yes, they call each other Mother and Father. Oh, Mother. It's all right. Everything is going to be just fine. Yes, you say that every single day, and it's just not fine. What is the point? Yeah, but today it's especially going to be okay because I brought this thing that I left inside for you. You don't see it right now because I put it inside already on the stove, and we're going to have a wonderful turkey dinner tonight. Compliments me. That's right. Oh, thank goodness. That's so wonderful. I'm so glad you're finally able to provide for us. I got really tired of cooking ferns and old leaves every single day. And so that's wonderful. And, yeah. So, hey, by the way, where are the kids? I thought they should also eat. Oh, the children. Yes, I sent them somewhere. Well, where did you send them? I sent them to play in the Black Forest. You did what? Yes, in the Black Forest. I thought that it was far enough away that it would take them 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to get lost, and then 6 hours to get home, and then I could relax in between. But Mother, this is a terrible idea, because the Black Witch lives there in the Black Forest. What do you mean the Black Witch lives there? How could I know that the Black Witch would live in the Black Forest? Well, now you know, and it's extremely dangerous. And my God, I just hope that the children haven't gotten that far yet. We have to find them immediately. This is extremely horrible. And they will surely, the Black Witch, she will do terrible things to them. Don't you know that she eats children? What? I never thought of doing that. Eating children, they must be quite... No, you don't understand. They're going to eat our children, and I don't want that. Oh, God, no, I don't either. Let's go save them. Yes, let's go save them. So, that's Act 1. And during the big... Brian, are you ready? So while they're doing that, there's the Hexen song. An opportunity for everyone to discover in musical terms how frightening the forest is, and for the children to have enough time to get to the really creepy part, and for the set to change. So it's really accomplishing quite a lot. And just going for a while. So then the children are in the deep of the forest. I'm sorry, I'm not psychically ready for this. I think we need to take a commercial break.
The fruit psychic, reading her fruits every night at 8.
Please mix it up.
Oh!
Please mix it up.
Oh! Oh! Herrila, hallo, ich will helpen. Hallo, dandala, randa, holla, hallo, dandala. Blops, blabblita, bada, blada, blada, blada.
So before I forget, I actually need to check the drama box. Let's see. No, that can't be right. Okay. All right. It's unexpected. Let's see how that goes. So, Act 2 begins. Right, I'm going to do it with no warning this time, okay? Ooh, it's very spooky in the forest. Children have been gathering berries for quite some time. That's what they do. They definitely don't get scurvy. They eat lots of berries. So they do that, and it supplements their poor diet at home. And looks like Gretel has a little song. She's making up some kind of bullshit about a little man who lives in the forest, and he wears a hat. And that's pretty much it.
Ein Männlein steht im Walde ganz still und stumm. Hat von lauter Purpur ein Männlein um. Sagt, wer mag das Männlein sein, das da steht im Wald allein. Mit dem purpurroten Mäntelein. Das Männlein steht im Walde auf einem Bein und hat auf seinem Kopf Schwarzkäpplein sein. Sagt, wer mag das Männlein sein, das da steht auf einem Bein. Mit dem kleinen schwarzen Käpplein. Mit dem kleinen schwarzen Käpplein.
So, actually there was something more interesting about the little man. He's standing on one leg, and I'm sure that was really important, Humperdinck. Thanks for including that. Yeah, so they're in the forest, they're just wandering, getting lost, of course. Breadcrumbs, not really an effective strategy for these two. They're very young, even though they're both played by full-grown women. So they're not actually that young. They should have actually known a little bit better, but that's what they're doing. And so we'll just cut some songs, but we could do the... Brian, I think we'll do the Cuckoo Scene.
Okay.
Just have to find it, it's here somewhere. Because there's the only thing that they can... Yeah.
die fremde Reihe aus. Kuckuck, Schluck, Schluck. Sames Wellen schön, Kuckuck, Gluck, Gluck, Schluck, sich alles auf. Kuckuck, Schluck, Schluck. Where are we? We have no idea where we are. It's very frightening. We're in the forest and we're lost and we were just listening to birds and now we don't know what anything is. What? I don't recognize this part at all. Do you, Gretel? No, I don't at all. It's very alarming. And then suddenly they notice something very strange. There's a strange smell in the air. And there's a strange smell and it's getting somewhat hazy. And there's this... Who is that? Who the hell? What? Who is that? I don't know, who is that? It looks like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. What's he doing here? I don't know. It looks like he has a little hookah that fell off his mushroom. Why would he have a hookah? I don't know. But I suddenly feel a little drowsy. It smells a little like pot. As if the best way to explain this entire opera is that they're all having a drug hallucination. It could be that. It's very unexpected. That's what the drama box said to do, so that's what we're doing. And the haze starts filling the room. Der Kreuz aber bin ich und gar des Auges sinnig, auch kleine Licht bin euch gesinnt, gar bin ich aus diesem Sarg zwei Körnerlein euch müden in die Äugelein, die fallen dann von selber zu, damit schläft in sanfter Ruhe. Und seine Braut fein geschlafen ein. Dann wachen auf die Sterne aus Himmelsferne, geholde Träume bring ich euch, die So the children are feeling very sleepy all of a sudden, and they're just gonna nestle down. There's a little patch of grass that they found. It's very comfortable. And they just relax there, sleeping comfortably. Sandman has done his job, so he exits. And they have a beautiful duet to sing about how sleepy they are.
children are sleeping it off. I'll just pop into the green room and have a little chit chat with. Oh, we have to find someone to talk to, don't we? There. And so once I find the. Where the fuck is she now? She's around here somewhere. Well, it's alright. We'll just make do. We'll have them interview each other. And, so. Oh, how interesting. I didn't expect that you would be the witch in this production. I didn't know that. Yes. Oh, well, that's surprising. I mean, it's Germany, and I don't know, it's just unexpected. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Well, because, I don't know, Black Forest, the Black Witch, it's a little weird, huh? Well, I hadn't thought of that. I was just really happy to get a chance to play this really juicy role. I mean, it's a great role. Everyone wants to sing the witch. Yeah. But does a black woman in a cast of all lily white people really want to be taking on that role? I see your point. But you know, as a woman of color, this is what I'm accustomed to. This happens to me all the time. I'm always playing the witch or the bitch or something like that. Something bad. Because, you know, black is bad. Right. Well, I mean, I kind of get that too because I am always playing boys. And I also find that a little confusing. I'm not a boy. I'm a woman, and I don't think I look that masculine, actually. No, you don't, you really don't. Yeah, but they're always casting me to play a boy, and I've like adopted this weird way of walking just to kind of like, and now I feel like I'm asexual now. I don't know what I am anymore. It's really weird. It's very distressing to me, and I really don't understand why composers are writing all these parts for boys to be played by women in the first place. I mean, I have breasts. Yeah, sure you do, honey. Yeah. Well, anyway, I know we both got a little warming up to do for the next scene. So, does the audience have any questions? No? Okay. So, alright, so see you behind the curtain. Okay, bye. So, they prepare for the glorious third act, and they still need to move some very heavy equipment around, so the audience has to watch. Granny sex. Do you want to make party with Granny? Call 188 Grand sex. Granny's waiting for you. Get it on with Grandma. Please rub my neck. Rubbing ointment. Helps my agita. I'm so excited. So So I feel like we need to have a little, just establish a little Christmas spirit before we move on to the third and final act. So we'll do that, get that out of the way. Everyone loves Christmas, especially us. And okay, so the kids have to wake up first, and then we can move on. So, there's a song about waking up. Amazed at how well they slept. They have never slept so deeply. It was quite remarkable because they were just totally relaxed. They didn't worry about anything. And so they're just kind of wandering around. They don't really know how long they were out. Could have been a year, could have been a minute. Don't really know, don't really care. It was good stuff. And so now they're still kind of wandering around, and my God, what should they see? Something incredible. A delicious, because now they really have the munchies, they were hungry before, but now it's really good. A delicious house made of things you can eat, and candy. Wow. So, of course, they immediately tuck in and they start eating the house from both sides. It's delicious, and you can even lick. You can lick the icing. It's all fluid. It's just sugar. It's delicious. She's finds it really great. They're eating, eating and eating and eating. And then what happens? Oh, they hear a voice.
Knusper, knusper, Knäuschen, wer knuspert mir ein Häuschen?
They decided it's probably just the wind. They didn't really hear anything. They just keep eating, and they figure nothing bad will happen. They're just eating and eating, their heart's delight, and somebody's watching them. But actually, it's this one. Sorry about that. So, this witch has been watching them the whole time eat her house. And she is going to do something really terrible. Another thing about this place is that there are all these, like, I mean, it's not just the stuff there, it's like also, there's just these weird cookies all over, just randomly about. Here, you guys want some? Here, pass it around, actually. There's more than enough for everybody. So, just eat up, everybody. Have as many as you want. They're quite delicious. They were cooked in Rosina's oven. Her name is Rosina Leckermaul, which basically is German for raisin, delicious mouth hole. And that's a very appropriate name for her. She has a house made of cookies and candies. And she's quite creepy. She has a very bad reputation. The children don't really know about her. Her parents have not protected her from much, but they have definitely protected them from the legend of Rosina Leckermaul, which is, it turns out, is not a legend after all.
Ich bin Rosine Leckermaul, recht menschenfreundlich stets gesinnt, unschuldig wie ein kleines Kind, drum hab ich die kleinen Kinder zu lieb, so lieb, so lieb, ach, so
So what she just said is that she loves children. It's not true what they say. She does love children, but she loves them to eat. And so the children are now very scared. And this is not what they were expecting to hear. They certainly weren't expecting somebody who has such a wonderful house to be such a fantastic bitch. And now they're also noticing that she's black, and so they're doubly scared because they don't see a lot of foreigners in this part of the Black Forest. And it's all very, very, very frightening for them. And then, of course, the witch notices, okay, this is a good moment before they run, because usually that's what kids want to do when they see me, is she puts a spell on them. It sounds like this.
Hokus pokus Hexenschluss. Bramba dinga blaba bla. Hokus pokus Hexenschluss. Ramus locus Walderschlumps. Hokus pokus Hexenblups.
And the children are now under her control. And Gretel is okay. I mean, the witch needs her to do some dirty work, so she lets her kind of be free around. But Hansel Hansel looks more delicious, so he has to go to jail. He's going to child jail, which is here somewhere. So he's going to the children's jail until the witch heats up the oven high enough for him to bake really well in there, because she prefers to use a much higher temperature than one would ordinarily think to use. It gets the bones, it braises the bones really well. And so he's in there. Oh, I just stepped on another cookie. So then the witch is going to give him a little while to fatten up. And she is, of course, really happy about having gotten 2 children. Usually it's just 1 or 2. 3 is even better, but 2 is always a nice little change for her. So yeah, so she sang the Hocus Pocus, and then she's also got a little tune that everybody loves about what a great witch she is. It's here somewhere, and yeah, let's look for that and let's sing that. Do, 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 do. Hop Hop is what it's called. If anyone is familiar with the tune Hop Hop, please join in. If you know what page it's on, that would be especially welcome information. But I'll find it eventually. I'll cut it a little short because we don't need to hear the whole thing. Ugh, doesn't really matter, it's all nonsense words anyway. No. And then they have this great plan. So the ovens are already on. They've been warming up for a while. They're very, very hot ovens. It's a very old method used in the Black Forest with bits of straw. And the temperature is almost just right, so that the kids have to think fast. And Rosina Leckermaul is just kind of hanging out over here, putting a spell on something behind me. And Hansel is directing the whole process. He's a man, so, I mean, he will be a man, but it's appropriate for him to learn now to make as though he's giving all the commands and in charge of everything, even though he is not necessarily in charge of everything. But it's important for him to learn that distinction now. And Gretel, of course, she's a very clever girl. Some might say she's smarter than Hansel, but she would think of the plan on her own. But it's important for her, she's also learned this, she's been well socialized, she knows that it's important for her to receive the final command from someone with a penis. So she is waiting for the command to do something horrible. She decides, oh, I know what I'll do, I'll go over there. And Hansel is, psst, psst, be really careful, just be really careful, Gretel. Oh no, don't worry. What are you doing, little girl? What do you want? Oh, nothing. I just want to push you in the fire. Ah! Ah! I can't take fire. I'm burning. Oh, God, I'm burning. So the witch dies. And she is dead. Nobody ever figured that out before, but that's how it works. And everyone is super excited about this. And the kids especially are very excited about this. And now they're going to sing a song about how happy they are. And that's here somewhere. Oh, there it is, okay. So they're super happy, excited, and now they can eat the house all they want, which they proceed to do. They start still a little hungry. Hansel not, because he's been eating lots to get him fat, but it's only been like 30 minutes, so he's not really sated yet. So they both eat a little bit more of the house, and then they realize, oh, there's like all these cookies around. What could that be? There's like cookies everywhere. And actually, let's ask the drama box what that might be. So, oh. Well, I have some bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Have you enjoyed your cookies? Well, it turns out that the cookies are actually all the dead children that were here before. They've all been baked into cookies. And now that the witch is dead, it would be possible to save them. But they're... Yeah, we've eaten them, and I've stepped on quite a few of them, so I'm not sure they... Ordinarily, that's how the opera ends, but I mean, we'll make it sort of an elegy, like a sort of sad melody in honor of the children we couldn't save tonight. We did our best, but some kids are too delicious. You have to just crush them between your feet and your toes and enjoy them as a snack while you're at the theater. That's life in the Black Forest. But you know, at least one good thing happens. The witch has died, so all the townspeople don't have to worry about having a black person in their village anymore. And mother and father have found their children. They also passed through the purple haze, and so they're feeling pretty fine. Mother is remarkably chill. She's quite calm. The forest seems to have had a very calming effect on her. She might go back there more often, actually. And they're both happy to see their kids, and their kids are actually happy to see them because, well, Mom's a bitch, but she's not trying to eat us at least. And so they have a nice reunion. Actually, they take a little snack. I mean, they're starving, right? The turkey isn't really turkey, it's like just some old tofu. So everyone enjoys a nice snack before they head home as a family unit, eating a house in the Black Forest. She tries a piece over here, and it's just really lovely. Now that we've accomplished everything we've set out to do, I think end.